بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, most merciful. And indeed, one of those who followed his way was Abraham. Remember when he came to his Lord with a pure heart and said to his father and his people, "What are you worshipping? Is it false gods that you desire instead of Allah? What then do you expect from the Lord of all worlds?" He later looked up to the stars in contemplation, then said, "I am really sick." So they turned their backs on him and went away. Then he stealthily advanced towards their gods and said mockingly, "Will you not eat your offerings? What is wrong with you that you cannot speak?" Then he swiftly turned on them, striking them with his right hand. Later his people came rushing towards him furiously. He argued, "How can you worship what you carve with your own hands, when it is Allah who created you and whatever you do?" They said to one another, "Build him a furnace and cast him into the blazing fire." And so they sought to harm him, but we made them inferior. He later said, "I am leaving in obedience to my Lord. He will guide me. My Lord blessed me with righteous offspring." So we gave him good news of a forbearing son. Then, when the boy reached the age to work with him, Abraham said, "O my dear son, I have seen in a dream that I must sacrifice you. So tell me what you think." He replied, "O my dear father, do as you are commanded, Allah willing. You will find me steadfast." Then, when they submitted to Allah's will, and Abraham laid him on the side of his forehead for sacrifice, we called out to him, "O Abraham, you have already fulfilled the vision. Indeed, this is how we reward the good doers." That was truly a revealing test. And we ransomed his son with a great sacrifice, and blessed Abraham with honorable mention among later generations. Peace be upon Abraham. This is how we reward the good doers. He was truly one of our faithful servants. We later gave him good news of Isaac, a prophet and one of the righteous. We blessed him and Isaac as well. Some of their descendants did good, while others clearly wronged themselves. And we certainly showed favor to Moses and Aaron, and delivered them and their people from the great distress. We helped them, so it was they who prevailed. We gave them the clear scripture and guided them to the straight path. And we blessed them with honorable mention among later generations. Peace be upon Moses and Aaron. Indeed, this is how we reward the good doers. They were truly two of our faithful servants, and Ilyas was indeed one of the messengers. Remember when he said to his people, "Will you not fear Allah? Do you call upon the idol of Baal and abandon the best of creators, Allah your Lord and the Lord of your forefathers?" But they rejected him, so they will certainly be brought for punishment, but not the chosen servants of Allah. We blessed him with honorable mention among later generations. Peace be upon Ilyas. Indeed, this is how we reward the good doers. He was truly one of our faithful servants. And Lot was indeed one of the messengers. Remember when we delivered him and all of his family, except an old woman, who was one of the doomed. Then we utterly destroyed the rest. You Meccans certainly pass by their ruins day and night. Will you not then understand? And Jonah was indeed one of the messengers. Remember when he fled to the overloaded ship, then to save it from sinking, he drew straws with other passengers. He lost and was thrown overboard. Then the whale engulfed him while he was blameworthy. Had he not constantly glorified Allah, he would have certainly remained in its belly until the day of resurrection. But we cast him onto the open shore totally worn out, and caused a squash plant to grow over him. We later sent him back to his city of at least 100,000 people, who then believed in him, so we allowed them enjoyment for a while. Ask them, O Prophet, if your Lord has daughters, while the pagans prefer to have sons. Or ask them if we created the angels as females right before their eyes. Indeed, it is one of their outrageous fabrications to say, Allah has children, they are simply liars. Has He chosen daughters over sons? What is the matter with you? How do you judge? Would you not then be mindful, or do you have any compelling proof? Then bring us your scripture if what you say is true. They have also established a marital relationship between him and the jinn. Yet the jinn themselves know well that such people will certainly be brought for punishment. Glorified is Allah far above what they claim, but not the chosen servants of Allah. Surely you pagans and whatever idols you worship can never lure anyone away from Him, except those destined to burn in hell. The angels respond, there is not one of us without an assigned station of worship. We are indeed the ones lined up in ranks for Allah, and we are indeed the ones constantly glorifying His praise. They certainly used to say, if only we had a reminder like those of earlier peoples, we would have truly been Allah's devoted servants. But now they reject it, so they will soon know. Our word has already gone forth to our servants, the messengers, that they would surely be helped, and that our forces will certainly prevail. So turn away from the deniers for a while, O Prophet. You will see what will happen to them, and they too will see. Do they really wish to hasten our punishment? Yet, when it descends upon them, how evil will that morning be for those who had been warned, and turn away from them for a while. You will see, and they will too will see. Glorified is your Lord, the Lord of honor and power above what they claim. Peace be upon the messengers, and praise be to Allah, Lord of all worlds.